Hey, I'm Ted Gartner here with Bob West, pro trainer. Bob's been a big advocate of ours and a big protester for us for all the Garmin and Tritronics products. Good to have you here, Bob.
It's great to be here with you, Ted.
Awesome. You know, we've been talking about this the last couple of days. These are great tools. E-collars are awesome, but they're just that. They're tools.
Yes, Ted, they're no more a tool than a check rope or anything else. And the dog, when you start to use the e-collar, you don't think of this as a magic wand that you're going to buy an e-collar and you're going to go out there and put them on, you're going to have a trained dog. You have to take all the steps. And the initial steps are finding sensitivity level, proper fit that we're going to demonstrate now. But beyond that, bringing the collar in to replace the check rope, bringing it in to replace the choke collar and things like that in a logical manner.
You talked about fitting a collar. There is a definite way to fit a collar.
Absolutely.
Show that if you would.
If we don't have the collar on right, it's not able to function. We have to have good contact of the probes to the dog's neck area. And what I like to do, if you notice, a dog's neck is more narrow at the top. So I always put the collar up here, snug it up so that I have a couple fingers, a comfortable fit here so they can breathe okay. But what I want to make sure is that I've got good contact with the probe. And as the dog runs and works, the neck gets bigger, it'll just get a little snugger and fit like that. And the very next step, I have the collar all set up and preset, but the next step that you'll go through when you get a training collar, a remote training collar, is to try to identify the dog's sensitivity level, because we want to work the dog at a comfortable level. We don't want to hear vocalization or big dramatic responses from the dog. We just want to make sure he's aware of it so that we can give him little subtle cues. And the way I do that, I start at a real low level. I have the dog in a real calm, no distractions, and I try to identify by just bumping the collar. That move there was a rooster pheasant, but if you watch here, there, see, I got a little move, so I know, and I'm at a level 2 there with on momentary. Another point I'd like to bring out, Ted, is that when you identify level 2 as his sensitivity level with no distractions at all, using momentary, we'll find that the dog perceives level 2 in continuous as a greater stimulation. So you got to keep that in the back of your mind.
Okay.
Now from here, when you go start your training process, there's going to be other distractions. So you have to, by the time you start working the field, you're going to know your dog, you're going to be comfortable with the collar, and the dog's going to be comfortable because you're going to introduce it properly. But you should decide, in this training situation, I'm likely to need a little more pressure. So I would preset maybe at a level 3, and possibly my third button, I might go to a 4, just in case there's a rabbit or something else at the strong distraction. So if you have to be ahead of the game, because that cue or that reinforcement, the precise timing of that is critical, and we'll talk more about that later.
Yeah, there's been books written and there's been DVDs. You've done a lot of those too,
Yeah,
and you're an excellent resource. Another resource that we're really proud of is the NAVDA organization. You're involved with NAVDA. Tell us a little bit about that.
Right, NAVDA, North American Versatile Hunting Dog Association, the basis of it is a testing organization rather than a field trial organization. So people aren't trying to compete or outdo each other. It's more of a family community kind of deal where they work together. It's set up with chapters around the country. Those chapters have monthly meetings, training sessions. They have, a lot of the members will train on a weekly basis. And that's a real benefit for somebody who's particularly getting into the dog sport, because there's a good deal of equipment. Some of the club members will have, there's people in the club that are at maybe your level, there's people at quite advanced levels, and they all help each other train. So they'll help you through the steps, but also seeing a dog that's more advanced, you understand what your goal is. And I would highly recommend NAVDA.
NAVDA, great group. We'll put in some of your tips here in the next episode, but thanks for watching. For more information, go to garmin.com/alpha.